Hey there. Look, if you're watching this, chances are you're not feeling your best. An IBS flare is it's exhausting, it's painful, and my goal here is to give you a really clear, calm path back to feeling better. We're going to walk through a 7-day survival guide that's designed to do exactly that. Right now, your gut is basically sending out an SOS signal. The cramping, the bloating, that feeling of just being completely drained, it's overwhelming. And the absolute last thing you need is more complicated advice or things to figure out. You just need a plan, a simple plan that works. And that's what this is. This is not some long-term, complicated dietary theory. Think of it as an emergency response manual. It's a step-by-step guide to get you through the next week with as much comfort and as little stress as humanly possible. So, let's dive in. Okay, let's think of this first part as your gut's own personal first aid kit. We're about to unpack a super simple but really powerful strategy that's designed to give your digestive system the break it is literally screaming for. So, this whole plan is built on 3 really simple ideas. First, we're going to minimize every single possible source of irritation. Second, we are taking decision-making completely off your plate. The plan is laid out for you, so you don't have to think. And third, we're only using simple, common ingredients you probably have in your kitchen right now. No weird stuff, no frantic trips to the grocery store. So what's the science behind this? Well, it's what we call a low-residue approach. And that's really just a technical way of saying we're choosing foods that leave very little residue or leftover stuff in your colon. What that means for your body is there's less bulk for your colon to process, which reduces all that mechanical stress on a system that's already inflamed. It's kind of like putting your gut on bed rest, just letting it heal without having to do the hard work of digestion. All right, let's see how this actually works, starting with day 1. Now, this is the most important day of the whole plan. It is all about being as gentle as you possibly can to just calm that storm inside. Breakfast sets the tone. A hard-boiled egg, that's pure, easy-to-digest protein your body can use for repair. And the plain white rice is just a bland, binding carb that isn't going to scrape or irritate your intestinal walls. You see? It's basically a therapeutic meal that just looks like a simple one. For lunch, we're sticking to the same theme. Steamed chicken breast is incredibly lean, super gentle, and carrots, when you peel them and cook them until they're really soft, are one of the absolute safest veggies during a flare. Why? Because all that cooking breaks down the fibers, making them so much easier to handle. Dinner follows that same logic. A flaky white fish like cod is one of the easiest proteins for your body to break down, period. Pair that with a baked potato, and this is crucial, with the skin peeled off to get rid of that tough, insoluble fiber, and you've got comforting energy without any of the digestive strain. And hey, what if you need a snack? Plain rice cakes are going to be your best friend. They give you a quick little bit of energy without any of the usual suspects. No major fiber, no added fats, no high FODMAP stuff. Just make sure you check the label. You want to see just rice and maybe a little salt. That's it. But you know, it's not just about the food. Soothing your system involves a few other key things. Try to sip on warm liquids, because cold drinks can sometimes cause spasms. After you eat, just rest for 15 minutes. Let your body focus on one thing, digestion. And a heating pad, oh man, a heating pad can be a lifesaver for soothing those cramps. These little details, they make a huge, huge difference. So this brings us to a really, really important idea. The real power of this plan isn't actually in what you're eating. It's in what you're not eating. Let's call it the philosophy of absence. This slide lays out the why perfectly. We take out added fiber to just give the colon a physical break. We remove fats and oils because they can trigger those strong, painful gut contractions. And we skip the spices and herbs, even the healthy ones, just to avoid poking at the sensitive lining of your gut. Every single thing we take out is a strategic move to help you heal. So here's the mindset shift that is so important. This is not about restriction. It's not deprivation. It is a conscious, powerful act of self-care. You are actively giving your body the quiet space and the peace it needs to repair itself. Okay, so you've made it through day 1. Awesome. So what does the rest of the week look like? Because this isn't about staying on this super simple diet forever. Not at all. It's a journey, and it has a clear destination, getting you back to feeling good. Here's the roadmap for the week. You start with that ultra-gentle, calm start on day 1. Then, by day 3, we shift the focus to reintroducing different soft proteins to help with healing. By day 5, you're establishing a gentle routine, kind of solidifying what's working.
And that leads you to day 6, where you can start to test tolerance by maybe adding back one well-cooked, low-FODMAP vegetable. See? It's all designed for a slow, gradual, and safe transition back to your normal managed diet. And you can literally see the progress right here. On the left, you've got the absolute simplicity of day 1. That's pure rest. Then on the right, that's a little glimpse of day 6, where you might be ready to try a tiny pinch of a gentle herb or maybe add those first few pieces of cooked zucchini. It's a slow, steady, safe progression that puts you back in the driver's seat. And now for the final and maybe the most important part of this whole plan, knowing when it's actually over. How do you know when you're truly ready to move on and get back to normal? This checklist, this is your exit strategy. It takes all the anxiety and guesswork out of it. You need to be free of any significant pain for 2 whole days. Your bloating should be way down or gone. Your bowel movements should feel stable and calm. You also need to have successfully tested a new food or 2. And, just as important, you have to feel mentally ready, not anxious about expanding your diet again. And here is the golden rule, okay? There is no rush. If you can't check every single one of those boxes, that's fine. Just repeat the previous day's gentle plan. Listening to your body and making real healing the top priority, that's what's going to help prevent the next flare from happening in the first place. I really want to leave you with this because this is the core message of this entire guide. This whole process, it is a profound act of healing. You are taking control, you're calming your system, and you're building a foundation for so much more digestive comfort in the future. You can do this. You've got this.